If you're a League of Legends player and looking to try out Smite 2, this is the video for you. I'm going to go over all the differences between these two games and help you better understand how to play by comparing Smite's core mechanics to those in League. The first major change you'll notice is the perspective and the controls. Smite is played in third person and uses WASD to move. This will take some getting used to, but I personally like it more than the top-down camera angle in League, and you won't have to click 1,000 times each match to move around. The shift in perspective also means that all abilities and even basic attacks are skill shots. In League, a lot of the skill gap comes from positioning and kiting, but in Smite, combat is much more focused on your aim and ability to dodge incoming attacks. Think of it like a cross between League and a shooter game. When you load into a match, you'll be able to choose between one of various gods and heroes from mythology. These gods are just like champions. They each have a passive, 3 normal skills, and an ultimate ability. Gods are categorized by the roles they are usually played in, so you won't have to do any guessing to figure out where you should go. Now, let's take a look at the map. The Conquest map is very similar to Summoner's Rift, except for a few key differences. The lanes are positioned horizontally rather than vertically, and because of the third-person perspective, the layout is symmetrical instead of mirrored. This is to avoid favoring one side and ensures players on both teams have an equal experience in terms of navigation and sightlines. If you main a certain role in League, the lanes in Smite are very comparable to what you're already used to. The solo lane is the closest thing to top lane, and is traditionally occupied by tanks and bruisers. Duo lane is the equivalent of bot, and is home to both the carry and support. Middle is usually held down by mages and casters, while the area between the lanes is controlled by the jungler. Compared to League, Smite has a lot more farm in the jungle, with various buff camps and neutral objectives to fight over. In League, a lot of your XP and gold comes from managing the wave and last-hitting minions, but in Smite, you usually just want to clear the wave as fast as possible so that you can go farm your camps or invade the enemy jungle. There are 4 buff camps in Smite that drop on the ground after killing the corresponding jungle monster. Generally speaking, purple buff goes to the carry, red buff to your mid, blue buff is for the solo laner, and speed buff is picked up by the jungler. You can wear more than one buff at a time though, so if you steal one from the enemy, make sure you don't leave it behind. Next, let's go over objectives. The base is defended in each lane by 2 towers and a phoenix. The phoenix is pretty much the same thing as an inhibitor, but it'll defend itself the same way towers do. When you take one down, that lane will start spawning stronger minion waves until a phoenix respawns. These are also the last line of defense for your base, and destroying a phoenix allows the Titan to be attacked. The Titan is essentially the Nexus. If you kill him, you win the game. However, the Titan himself will actually fight back, and he's pretty tough, so you'll need some allies or at least a minion wave to help you out if you want to end the match. As far as jungle bosses, the Gold Fury is Smite's version of Dragon. Killing her grants your team a large bonus of golden experience, as well as a permanent buff that will last the rest of the match. After she's been slain 3 times, the Ancient Fury will spawn, which has an additional effect that temporarily weakens enemy structures. The Fire Giant is the most important objective, and just like Baron, you'll really want to be the team that gets him. He grants your team a large buff to power and regen, giving you a huge advantage in teamfights. At the start of the game, you'll have the option to pick a relic. This is the same thing as a summoner spell, and grants you an additional skill on a long cooldown you get to use throughout the match. However, in Smite 2, at least for now, you only get 1 relic, so choose wisely. Items also work the same way as in League. They can be purchased from your fountain to grant your character additional stats, as well as strong passive effects or active abilities. If you want to know what to build, the preset options are usually pretty decent, or you can go to smitesource.com, which is a great resource for beginners and has up-to-date builds you can copy. And that's it. Go watch this video next if you want to learn 10 tips that will help you win more matches. Please like and share the video to all of your League friends and subscribe if you want to see more Smite guides. Thanks for watching. See ya.